Hello, welcome in. This is Joseph with J2 Comics and Cards. Today's video, we're going to jump in and discuss about how to ship your cards. So, give you an example. I just sold a card on one of my online selling streams on the eBay store. And this card is now ready. It's been purchased and it has to be shipped out. And so today's video is going to discuss how to ship your cards so that they get to the customer safely and damage-free. So I'm going to share with you some tips and show some supplies that will help you ship your product without getting it damaged, and give you some tips and tricks to continue to build your brand if you decide to get into selling cards. All right, let's jump in. So as I mentioned, this NASCAR patch card just sold on our J2 Comics and Cards eBay store. And now it's ready to ship out. So with that being said, there's a couple of things that I need to do in order to get this card ready to send to its new home. First thing I need to do is to make sure that the branding of the card, all right, so the J2 Comics and Card label and branding is there. So when it gets to the new hobbyist, they'll know who the card came from. All right. Second thing we do is we want to make sure that we, create like a little grab bag. So this little grab bag is going to be some other cards that I'm going to put into the case for shipping with the actual card that was purchased. So, create that little grab bag. It'll look something similar to this. The card they purchased will be visible. And then on the back of the card will be some other really nice cards that they may not have purchased, but it's almost like a little thank you gift, adding it to the card that they actually purchased. One other item is making sure that you secure your card. All right, secure the card when you're shipping it off. So when you drop it in the mail, it's your responsibility to make sure that the card is protected and damage-free when it makes it to your customer. So your customer shouldn't have to be concerned with whether the card is going to be damaged or not when it arrives. So I recommend purchasing or just using some recyclable cardboard. There's a supply company that actually sells this cardboard, but you can even just rip up a cardboard box or some type of mailer that you might have around the house, an old Amazon box, and just make it a little more sturdier. And so basically what you're going to do is you're going to take the cardboard and you're going to create a barrier. So one piece of cardboard will go on one side and another piece of cardboard will go on the other side. You could also just fold the cardboard in half and create like a little pocket, right? And then slide this inside of it, right? So then that way it's sealed all the way around. If you have enough pieces, you can just tear them apart, right? So if you were to tear this apart, give yourself two pieces, right? You would put one on one side, one on the other side, like this, right? And your handy dandy blue painter's tape, right? So why blue painter's tape? Great question. Reason why you want to use blue painter's tape is because it won't pull off any of the card, the printing of the card. It won't damage the packaging. You're using it solely to secure everything together, secure the package together. So you would put it on your cards like this, all right? And you would put another strip. I'm going to tear off another strip of the painter's tape. We'll get that off in a second. All right. So as you're moving along, I'll put another piece of painter's tape on this side. So it looks like this. All right. So then that's ready to go. And then this seal will actually, we can always pull that out. This little bag keeps everything nice and clean. There's a little seal that comes off the top here. Right, so you would take that off, and then you would close that up. So I'm going to close it up across the top. So, like that. Let's get it closed and I'll show it to you. There you go. So it looks like this. It's nice and protected. It's in the one touch. They're in clear cases. It's sealed again in another outer case. And then a nice touch is just say thank you. You know, I recommend some thank you stickers added to your packaging. This won't damage the card because it's already, this is just attached to the bag itself, not the card. Remember, we put everything inside of the case, and so this little sticker is not attached to the cards. I would never do that. And then you just reseal your shipping case. Now, the reason why this is so important is because once it goes through the mail, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it could, you know, depending on if it's international, domestic, how far it needs to travel. You just want to make sure that when you sell cards, that you're standing behind your brand, you're standing behind the value of the card and what you represent. So it's always important to make sure that you're protecting your cards. This is an investment. It doesn't matter how much the card might be worth. It doesn't matter how much the person may have paid for the card. By you protecting the card and the new customer receiving this will bring them back to buy from you again because they know that you're going to take care of their new investment. Okay. So once this is nicely wrapped, you have your painter's tape, you have your rigid cardboard on both sides. The package is already sealed in the middle. The next thing is to make sure that you, I'll show you these. These are grading sleeves. All right. So you may have, and I have a couple of other videos, a part 1 and a part 2, talking about how to protect your cards. And I mentioned this brand in that video. If you haven't seen those videos, maybe go and take a look. They're in the playlist. Please take a look at those and like those videos. This brand you'll hear me talk about a lot because they sell quite a number of supplies that will help you with your cards and in the hobby. So I generally will use one of these bags. I'm going to pull one out, and depending on how much I'm shipping with the card, I may use one of these bags. It's slightly larger than the one I showed you before, and I'll put all of this inside of that one bag. I'm going to do that now just so you can, you can have an idea of what that might look like, and how the lengths of like really protecting your card. We're coming up to, you just don't know where the card is going. You just want to make sure that it's well protected. So once the card gets in the case, looks something similar to this, right? It's in the case, and then it goes into a bubble wrap case, right? So the bubble wrap case is that added layer of protection. So the great thing about these is there are no open edges. So they're waterproof. Water won't seep in. You just slip your cards, your package on the inside of that, right? So this is what it would look like. So now that's your completed package. A little, again, all about branding. If you have stickers or if you have a custom label that you want to put on the packaging, you can do that. Remember to make space for the mailing label. So on this particular package, the mailing label is going to go on this side. And on this side, there's going to be, of course, the branding sticker. And I may even put fragile. So, I'll put a fragile sticker at the bottom or somewhere close in these two regions. I'll put maybe a fragile sticker. But because I've wrapped it so well with cardboard and other things, it's the fragile sticker you may not even need, right? So for this, because I have these rigid pieces of cardboard and I've bagged it a few times, you may not need the fragile sticker. I would recommend that if you don't have cardboard to do a lining before you put the cards inside, that you actually consider bubble wrap some type of bubble wrap. These bags have bubble wrap already inside of them. You can probably see a little bit of that material right there. So it has a layer of protection already. You would also maybe consider, maybe an adhesive shrink wrap and just wrap it several times so it's nice and thick. There's several things. I'll come back later and do another video on supplies you could possibly use to wrap your cards. All right. So now, once you have all of that done, it's in your case, right? Your new customer's card is ready. Our mailing label will go on the back. We'll seal this once we have the mailing label on. And it's ready to go to your local post office. The great thing about selling on some of the online streams, and I'll do a video on that as well, is shipping and handling will be taken care of either by you or by the customer before you mail it. So you won't have to, you'll just need to know the weight. That's another video on how to weigh your cards, and we'll do that another time. But this one is take care of your cards. Take care of your cards. Take care of the cards that you sold and that you're going to be shipping to your clients. They're now, you may not have known them before, but because they purchased something from you, they're now a new customer. So you want to make that first impression a great impression so that they come back. J2 Comics and Cards. You can find us on Whatnot. You can also find us on eBay. Our links can be found below in our profile and in the chat. We'll be coming back with more videos on getting you started with shipping, things that you should have to ship your cards, tips and tricks on how to sell your cards if that's something that you're interested in. Thank you for taking a look and while watching this video. We would appreciate you liking the video, subscribing if you haven't subscribed already, and if you have any topics you would like to hear or or demos you would like to see, let us know. Our next video is going to probably be covering a little more. Maybe we haven't done much comics yet, so we're going to tap into some of the comics, and then we're going to actually do some shout outs. So we're going to come back a little later and we're going to do some shout outs. There's some YouTubers out there who that we look up to. We go to their videos and check them out, and we're going to actually promote them as well, and share the wealth and the appreciation to those YouTube streamers as well. So hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to hit the like button. Please leave us a comment. Those are all comments are always helpful. Feedback is always helpful. And we hope that you subscribe. Enjoy your day. Thank you.